Yo, what is up? Welcome in. We got the dark basement Phil here. What is up? What is up? What is up? So I'm really not feeling all that great today, I'm gonna be honest. Let me make my color a little better. Sometimes the color shifts on me. Here we go. I look a little bit better. So sorry, there's gonna be some coughs today. Yeah, I don't know. Do any of you guys have kids? You guys all act like you don't have any kids. Full-time stay-at-home dad with 8-year-olds, so pretty normal stuff, getting sick all the time. Pretty normal stuff. But yes, I guess I got a cold. Seems like just a normal cold, so that's where we're at. Dogs and cats, yeah. If you get sick from your dogs and cats, you got bigger problems than I do. I'll tell you that much. Bruce got the 8-year-old. I mean, you got to know what I'm talking about a little bit then, right? I mean, I can't be the only one that gets sick from their kids all the time. That's when my daughter comes home from school sick and I'm like, oh, great. 48 hours and counting, I'm about to be sick. They've got annihilated last year. I mean, your kid's young enough. I couldn't believe you could get a lot of stuff from your kids, but yeah, who knows? My kid's at the age of like 5, 6, 7, 8. I can't remember if you, I think you just had the one, Viv. I can't remember. Brain's slumping on me. But yeah, when they bring everything home from school, and plus I live like, you know, my daughter goes to a pretty big school. It's not like where I grew up where the entire school has like a couple of hundred people in it, you know. It's like she has a couple, like hundreds of people in her grade, you know. not in the entire high school and middle school combined. There's a few hundred. Ah, you got in nursery school. Okay, all right. I didn't think about that. We didn't. I don't think we didn't. Oh no, we did do nursery school, I guess. But that's like, I guess I didn't think about it because that's back when I worked in the factory. So I was gone. I was like not home a lot. I never, like, now that I think about it, I never even seen it because she started after I went to work and was home, you know, before I got off work. So I forgot about that kind of thing. Blake said I stream more than you farm. Hey, you gotta work, man. Job's a job. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm saying. But yeah, every other day. I usually stream about every other day. And I also just found Stone of Jordan. I just didn't identify it yet. Come on. No. It's an okay Ravenfrost though. Not an SOJ, but Ravenfrost it's a good one. You know, you got to find that early in ladder at minimum. So yeah, little future tip for everybody in the channel, and not that anybody complain or anything like that. But if you ever see my background looking like this, it usually means I'm not feeling very good. You need a lot of light to get green screens to work properly and to look good. So I just said, forget it. I don't want them bright lights in my eyes, you know, so. On my Grail, all I have is Tyrell's Might, and that's it. That's it. Let me try to catch up on what we got going around on here.
Yo, Phil is live. They will get more amazing now. Ooh.
Oh, Mystic Chaos! Thank you for the 3 months of Slayership. Ooh, my throat's. That's all you guys get today. Slayership. Ooh, my throat is bugging me today, so I don't want to do too much. Where'd I go? Oh no! I just read a comment I lost. Devastated. Somebody said their friends who have kids got colds right now. Yeah, it is. In some ways, it's almost wild because it seems like it's almost like, I can't speak worldwide necessarily, but almost like nationally, like everybody starts getting sick with what seems like the same thing around the whole country all at the same time. It's wild. But I mean, there's so much travel nowadays and stuff. I guess it kind of sort of makes sense-ish. But oh, Marco. Thank you for the 10 Slayer ships gifted. You, Giga Chad. Even that didn't feel very good, I'm gonna be honest. Ooh, man. I might have to... this might be an ASMR stream today. Seasonal change, Buck Native. Yeah, it does seem that way. I've never heard any good scientific reason for why that would be. But I don't know, anecdotally, it kind of seems true, but I don't know. Not that it matters exactly why, but. Oh yeah, by the way, woke up it was Woke up this morning, there's like an inch of snow on the ground. Holland bad right now? That you typed that in, Kermit, exactly when I was talking about me. There's literally snow outside right now. I'm gonna have to go shovel the driveway in a second. No, I won't have to shovel. It's all gonna melt in like a day, but yeah, there's a bunch of yeah. Wait, did wait, hold up. Viv said Marty got gifted a sub. I don't even believe it. What happened? Marty was the very first person that got gifted a sub. Oh my gosh. Marty's up in here all the time and was saying how he hasn't been gifted a membership in so long. I wonder if he did something or if anything got changed up. Oh, by the way, Kermit, I see your chats, by the way. Look at that. Is this on like player? What is this? Oh, I was doing runs on P7. I just did that in that entire last run on player 7 difficulty. Bipolar Michigan, gotta love it. Yeah. Yeah. True story. Dankroot, welcome in. Malptio, KC, Killa. Sorry, I know I'm missing some comments. The comments are flying in. I thank you guys so much for joining me and the enthusiasm and being here. Thank you guys so much. I definitely missed a lot of comments, so please forgive me.
Do you want to build a snowman?
Was that on purpose, Brad, or did it get auto-corrected or something? Did you put the space in the wrong spot? Brad. You couldn't have possibly capitalized the mistake on accident, am I right? This guy. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Brad, let me try to catch up on something here. Yeah, Casey shout out. Yeah, Biv, Marty got one. Crazy, am I right? Buck Native got snow in Edmonton. I always forget Edmonton. I don't remember how high on the latitude lines Edmonton is, because come to find out you always think like Canada, the Great White North. Something like 80% of all the Canadian population lives south of like Seattle or something like that, of the whatever line it is that Seattle is on, latitude line. Maybe it was 70%, but some large percent, which I never knew that. You don't think about it when you look at maps, and how maps are drawn, but globes, Someone probably knows the exact stat and calling me out, but it's something like that. But what is it? Some people in chat shout out how like they're in Wisconsin and they're like, yeah, we got 2 feet of snow, or we went up. We have a thing in the Upper Peninsula, Michigan, and we got like 1.5 feet of snow in May or something. It's like crazy. So, Uncle Dude. So, are we still saying NASCAR is a sport? Question mark. The Ryan says still set at 7 from the swords video. True. That's exactly why, actually. Nailed it. You know why. I mean, I could hit out here. Wicked, yo, what's going on? Wicked says 45 here, no snow. 65 was yesterday. Are you're the one I'm thinking of that was in Wisconsin, Wicked? Yeah, I don't know how far behind or whatever the no, it must be. Yeah, it's here. It was it was 32 degrees when I woke up, and it was snowing. Stone skin bum. Ooh, we got a good. Oh, could it be one of those rares with like 400 ED? Oh man, boy, it got repaired too. Imagine if that ED got that super high roll with repair on it, and it's got life leech. Oh, we could have been single player rich. We could have been offline rich. Buck Native said 30 degrees Celsius changed last year. What is that, like 5 degrees in freedom, or I don't even know what that is. Look, Garrison, that makes no sense, Phil, talking about how Canadians actually live further south than you think. The Earth is flat. Whoa! I could do this. Really, the way this build plays, it doesn't really feel much different. Really, this is a lot more annoying because it's a big open area instead of a straight line through a cave. You know what I mean? What? Oh, Dark Woods. Yeah. So, where's Treehead Woodfist at? Did I get him already? I forget already. Woodfist, Treehead, where are you? Over here? Upped your gold wrap and can't wear it. Uh-oh. You must upped it too much. The mid-level only requires, you know, doesn't have super high requirements. Should have watched that video somebody made the other day. Wait a second. I said that was a good one to upgrade. Carmen says 86 today. 86 where you're at. Yeah, that's warmer than it is here. This is a true story. I think it's supposed to get warmer. Let me look at the Michigan weather. It's up to 34 degrees today. It's supposed to be 50 tomorrow. It's supposed to be up to, well, it says 66, but on Monday, so after like over the weekend. So, yeah, it's Michigan. Michigan. Yeah, make sure you guys hit that like button for me. Didn't pop that in there, but oh, what? Toasty Bros, what is going on? Thanks for the raid. I just got on slaying some demons, hoping for good drops here in Diablo 2 Resurrected. Welcome in, raiders. Welcome in, everybody. Anyone who would not know who I am, my name is Sweet Phil, and I am a Diablo 2 Resurrected player, which is the best game in the world, according to me. Welcome in. Good to see you, Toasty Bros, again. Long time no see. Thank you so much for the raid also. Ooh. I am a tad under the weather at the moment. If you guys are wondering, maybe the voice sounds a little sketch and I got no light on the camera. Do forgive me. I am streaming both YouTube and Twitch, so make sure you check the chat up over my head here to see what everybody's saying on the other side. Buck Native says, yeah, most Canadians do live close to the American border. Yeah, I seen a video. I watched a video a few months back on why it ended up, like the logistics of why that was. Probably just because it's so cold, and then obviously I'm assuming a lot of the economy is based off of trading and stuff too, of course, back and forth. So, but yeah, I'm not an expert on the topic. Midnight Moon, welcome in. Snark Mage, yo, welcome in there over on Twitch. Thank you for joining me from the raid. Blake says, the Trans-Canadian Railway. Gotcha. That makes sense. Son of War trying to do solo self-found hardcore. Send me that drop luck. Do. It's the best I can do for you. Hardcore WoW you here? Not from this guy. Actually, the people that play, a lot of my viewers on YouTube and stuff, and just a lot of D2 viewers in general, Diablo 2 Resurrected regular viewers, I should say. They talk about WoW a lot, World of Warcraft a lot. It's kind of the same type of crew, same type of gamer, I guess you could say. So, not my thing though. I'm not much of a hardcore player of any game in general. So, yeah, they do solo self-found hardcore on Diablo 2 Resurrected as well.
I can't.
Seal, I'm not sure what that means. I'm gonna be honest. No idea. Nightmare Andy best players count. You really should be able to do it on the highest players count, to be honest. You can get away with 3 is perfectly fine, but I mean it's just Nightmare Andy, am I right? Like even on players 3 with the way that the thing is nowadays, if you're on player 3 difficulty, Andy can drop 6 items max, act bosses really, in general, which Andy is. Probably, I don't know the exact number actually, but it seems anecdotally from my experience,
I can't.
at minimum 4 out of 5 times she'll drop all 6 items. And then like the other one she'll drop 5. So it's like, you know, I mean, and technically her life does like triple from players 3 to players like 7. I don't know the math, but something like double, triple, something like that. But I mean, it's just Nightmare Andy, am I right? So never played Diablo before, huh? Hey, never a bad time to try it. This game right here goes on sale when it is on sale, which is like every couple of months it goes on sale for a month. It's like $12.77 US dollars anyways. So Jinx, what's going on? Yeah, I'm a little under the weather, but the show must go on. Well, it doesn't have to, but I wanted to play video games, so Garrison said he's seen a lot of crossover from D2 and Borderlands. I had heard there's a few things, and I don't know exactly what the if it was intentional or I mean, like, I know there's a Breath of the Dying in Borderlands. I remember that's a pretty popular one that I'd heard of, but I don't know all this stuff about it. So the way you said, there's probably more there, I see, but someone mentioned, did I see some challenge run? No, I kind of mention this all the time, but I don't really watch a ton of Diablo 2 content nowadays, since I'm like streaming like many hours a day of Diablo 2 and then making videos for like hours a day of Diablo 2, you know? One life, 1 mana. Why would you even allow 1 mana? There is no spell that costs 1 mana, so it's literally like not having any. You might as well make it 0. Like, you might as well make it illegal to use mana if you could only have 1 mana. Unless I understood something incorrect there, but no, I did not see that. Can I have my coffee? Carter, enjoy the coffee. Welcome in. Oop, I ran out of whatchamacallit. Playing a druid, what's going on? Clickbait, what is up? Just opened hell, playing on fissure build. Almost all enemies have resistance to fire. Yeah, if you're most people on the playthrough, you're not going to necessarily play the build that you want to play all the time, right? This is what I recommend anyways. This is what most people do. If you want to play a fire build, what you'll do is, this is my opinion, you want to be a wind druid on. Usually most people switch at Act 4 of Nightmare. The fact you made it through the Cast Sanctuary and then through Act 5 of Nightmare with all fire is pretty impressive, to be honest. I would do Wind Druid and use that. Personal preference there. There's not very many physical immunes, and when there is, you do have the Hurricane technically to hurt stuff, so. Classic Michigan weather, Babok, yeah. It's a true story on that one. True story. Oh, you can put no points in vitality. Some people said about whatever run this is talking about. Okay, that makes sense. I'm looking for 220 Java gloves. I actually have Bruce. I've actually found a pair of 220s now in single player. How many years it took me? So what was it? 3.5 or 4 years of single player. And before I found a single pair of 220 Java gloves. Just crazy. I literally found every single unique item except for Tyrael's Might on single player before I got one pair of rare 220 Java gloves. Just, I would have bet somebody $1,000 that wouldn't happen, and I don't bet, and I'm poor. Like, that's insane. That's just crazy. I thought I seen a rare. Oh no, I seen a socketed one. I wanted to check. No good, anyways. Biggie said he needs a low for a grief. Maybe I missed part of that other. There was some more comment along with that. Yeah, best of luck on finding it. Single player, you can definitely get that from Trav, or beyond that, you just got to kill monsters and hope to get lucky. Yeah, I definitely, the thing is because, you know, I play a lot of single player, right? I play both, though. I go online, offline. I do both of them. I've probably found, well, I found several of them online when I was playing, but for some reason offline, this is the first pair I ever found. And I don't think I've even found one since then either, but it was only a few months ago, maybe 2 months ago, when I found the 220 Javas. I mean, I found tons of 220 martial arts, passive, crossbow, bow and crossbow, but it's weird luck, you know? Biggie said working on a Trav Zerker. Yeah, Trav is one that a lot of people like. That is a spot you can definitely do. I'm not a big Trav fan, but, you know, mostly a personal preference type of situation there. And then sometimes, you know, you just have anecdotal luck to where you just go, you know what? I don't like that. You know, I don't get lucky there, so. Ain't Falco. We've been playing Foe, huh? Act 5 Merc, absolutely love it. Yeah, it's interesting. That's the only one that I really do any other Merc besides Act 2. Since the auras are kind of unnecessary, the extra auras from the Act 2s are unnecessary. So it's kind of interesting and fun to use it, so. LeGarrison, you never found a Vex? What? Found every rune except for Vex and Zod. That's odd. Jeez, Vex, huh? Did you at least cube up to Vex, I hope? Hopefully, so you can make a, Oto, part of the oak. Slim Starcraft, welcome in, yo. Trash, welcome in, yo, fellas, what's going on? Hopefully you're having a good day. Anyone jumping in a little sooner here, do forgive me. Hang out, we're having a good time no matter what, but I am a little under the weather, so I might cough here and there. Try not to hold it against me. Maybe I'm talking a little quiet or not oohing and ahhing like usual, if you know what I mean. I might have to, I'm thinking about going and making another cup of coffee when I finish this one, to be straight up too. There they are. I couldn't find that other champ. StarCraft found a Zod last week. Nice. I would, not that I necessarily need it hugely bigly, but I would love to find a Zod, to be honest, another Zod. It would alleviate any worry I had about making like a Breath of the Dying, which would be cool to make on single player. And then also, it's just mega hype. And who don't like mega hype drops? Everyone here does. That's why y'all here. You're hoping you're all waiting with bated breath. That's the saying, right? For a mega hype drop, huh? Do you like black metal music? To be honest, black metal's not really my favorite, but I wouldn't just blanket say I hate all music of that genre or whatever, you know. So, found anything recently? Unique sacred armor. I mean, you find stuff all the time, right? Ethereal Earth Shifter, if I remember that. Yeah, little stuff. I mean, you know, pretty hype stuff. Pretty hype stuff. P5 High Council, says Slim. Running players 5, huh? Interesting. Wait, players, you got a Zod from the High Council. What's the High Council? Is that like Balrun's council? Are you talking Trav? Yeah, because Trav can't drop up to Zod. They can only drop up to Cham, unless they're terrorized, that is. They could have. They're probably terrorized. What you're saying? Right? Because it isn't anyone. Feel free, anyone out there that knows for that. You know, I'm pretty positive that they can drop. Wait a second. Is it Cham? I think it's Cham, right? They were terrorized. Yeah. Cool. Congrats on that one. I would totally go for another Zod. Tony says, yeah, Bill's actually right. It is up to Cham. Gotcha. You under normal circumstances. Yeah, I always want to make sure, because if I haven't thought about something in like a year, I just like, wait a second, is that, I want to make sure I'm right. So I don't really think about the highest rune Trav can drop very often. And there's, as you guys know, a lot of stuff to try to remember in D2. Seal said he's a Opeth fan. See, Emperor. Let's see. Playing D2, listen to Emperor. I'm assuming Emperor was one of their albums, maybe. I know the name of Opeth, but it's not anybody I ever really listened to. Yeah, this playlist I listen to right here is like it's kind of like a wide variety of different like rock styles, you know what I mean? So there are some that are more like you know, they're all the different ones. There's like sounds like speed Nordic metal. There's ones that sound like just like standard American rock. They're, you know, it's all over the place. This one is kind of like, I don't even know what to call it. Like, I don't know, what would you guys call this one? It almost sounds, I can't even think of the words to describe like what it sounds like. Almost like you would just say power metal. Yeah, it's so hard because I mean a lot of times like everybody has a different opinion on what like genre something should be, and so it's hard to, nothing I would ever argue with somebody about. It's almost like epic sounding, you know, like what am I trying to say? You know, like the time period where there was like medieval, almost like the time period where there was like gargoyles on every building and stuff, and like not fully, but you know, not like epic, not like Lord of the Rings, they're on a great adventure type of like sweeping, gigantic, you know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. Who knows what I'm saying? Who the heck knows what I'm talking about? Gothic. Yeah, I think Gothic was the word I was thinking of. Yes. Just couldn't pull it. Just couldn't grasp the word. Yeah, you could find, you can pretty much find what I'm looking for. Link at the bottom of the description of the YouTube stream, or exclamation music will bring up a link to the guy, N&M Creations. And you can find this stuff on the heavy metal playlist. Torque, what's going on? Solo self found offline. Paladin level 44. I would generally on single player. You absolutely don't have to, Torque, but it just is the most easiest, in my opinion, to start off as Sorceress. And I like the Sorceress, and I'm good with the Sorceress. Paladin, you're gonna be perfectly fine playing through the game. So, Paladin's probably one of the best for initial playthroughs, I guess. But I like getting through Nightmare difficulty, getting to Hell, farming Mephisto and Andariel for a couple of days to get like basic uniques, farm the Countess to get runes to make spirits and stuff like that, and Lower Kuros. Getting your Enigma, and Lower Kuros, you can find Vexes and Ohms and stuff to make Heart of the Oaks and stuff like that. I like doing that first, and I highly recommend it. But you absolutely don't have to. You know, that's just, you know, one bald guy's recommendation. Apathy says get some dungeon synth on there. OG dungeon crawlers. You know what I should put on? That funk playlist. The OGs on the channel know about that one. Sealed said he actually does music, so I'm not mad at you trying to describe genres and theories with images at all. I live for that stuff. Yeah, I was just doing my best to try to explain. I don't know why I couldn't think of gothic. I couldn't think of the word. But, you know, I'm just this normal man. Got the loop, welcome in. You missed it. Oh, was there a blue monarch? Oh, I missed it. Unidentified J-mod. Unfortunate. That would have been legendary. Thanks a lot, chat. If you guys wouldn't keep typing things, I wouldn't miss stuff. That's a joke, by the way. Keep typing things. What the heck? No. Oh, Grimaul? Yeah, no, well, I know what that one is for sure, obviously, so. RNG's been real poor. Which, are you doing hammers, Torque, or, you trying to go with something else? If I had to guess, you probably started off with, like, Fire Aura or something, and then you're kind of hitting a wall, if I had to guess, but yeah, I don't know for sure. ATX, stop in and hit the like button. Thank you so much. Oh boy. Appreciate you. Baby metal slaps, Alex says. Can't say I'm a huge baby metal fan, but man. Tony, peace out. Said you got to take off. Have a good day. Shirts on, no materials. Oh yeah. Oh, you're saying I'm gonna rip my shirt off? If you hop into the stream and I still have my shirt on, it means I haven't found materials yet. No, I got a blue shirt to find the blue Sacred Armor today. Favorite metal record? Well, I'll be liberal with the question of picking whatever band I want to say, pretty much. Probably one of the best albums in my opinion that I just can, you know, in a lot of the older albums I'd pop in and you could just listen to the whole thing front to back. Atreyu the Curse is probably one of my favorite albums. Just love it. Trying to figure out how to transition to hammers this Torque. Yeah, that's probably going to be your best bet, because what'll happen is you'll switch to hammers and you're gonna be like, oh my god, this is crazy. That's what's going to happen. You can look up some few different guides around. I've seen a lot of different videos about it, not necessarily just my own, but probably a ton of creators got different, you know, hammered in on the playthrough type of videos or something. When you switch to it, when you go hammered in and you get like all the different stuff, holy shield, and you're just gonna be like, holy smokes, this is crazy. Human abstract. Toughcore, I don't even know. I've never even heard of toughcore before. That hype or whatever, but yeah. Atreyu, I see you, big dog. I see you, big dog. Nice. Apathy up a minute ago saying he found every piece of LK over the last week. Oh man, sorry. Except the helm, huh? Yeah, sometimes you can get on hot streaks like that with some items. Torque said he'd switch if he could get a 4-socket long sword or something like that. Yeah, it helps for sure. It helps for sure. Concerned said he loves the curse. Yeah, what a just absolutely a legendary album. Just crazy good. Alex saying As I Lay Dying songs. Big As I Lay Dying fan. Yeah, they're good. I don't know a ton of their discography, I guess you'd say, though. I only know a few of the popular ones, maybe. Two tickets to Iron Maiden. Nice. Dankroot said never liked the Hammerton. Yeah, it is kind of a sketch play style, but especially budget before you hit teleport and even after teleport. But those hammers touch something on a playthrough, it's just toast. So Avenged Sevenfold, they're pretty good. Not one of my favorite. Unholy Confessions album was like really good, but then I thought they were worse after that. But apparently, seeing some interviews, apparently they only made, and it's so weird. It like their producers, from what I was reading, and someone would be like, no, that's not how it went. But this is just what I remember reading back in the day, that they didn't want to, or like the lead singer didn't want to do that kind of music. But they were like, dude, do this music, do 2 albums or something, do 1 album like this, and then do the next album where it's like there's half the songs are like this, and then after that you'll be so rich and famous you can do whatever you want. Like after that your band will be so popular you can make whatever music you want to. And that's why they don't like make that heavy music after that, because they like never wanted to. It's just that kind of music was real popular at the time. Let me see. Any of y'all ever heard that before? That's just what I had heard. But sometimes rumors back in the day, they wouldn't get debunked and they would just like last forever, right? So the YouTube, make sure you guys hit that like button for me over there. A little early in the morning, but some people will be waking up. But yeah, as we get more viewers, make sure you guys hit that like button for me. Taking Back Sunday, poor boys say. It's good old Taking Back Sunday. I went, I don't remember if it was that last year or the year before I went and seen Taking Back Sunday. It's hard to, I can't remember who they were playing with now. Maybe that was more years ago than that. Maybe it was like 5 years ago. I keep getting my years mixed up now that I'm an old man. Now that I'm 58. Justin says do hardcore next season. No! Hardcore is just so unfun. It's just incredibly unfun. The only way I ever do hardcore is if I feel like I want to get, like, sometimes more people like watching hardcore because they like watching other people risk it all because they don't actually want to risk it all. But I don't want to risk it all either, so. Thinking of getting into PvP? No. There's more. I would be more likely to start a season on hardcore and play an entire season hardcore. I'd be more likely to start a hardcore Holy Grail, a hardcore ethereal only item Holy Grail, than I would be to play PvP on this game. Chef stop. Those are 220, right? 205. Okay, that's fine. Good old shaft stop, an absolute classic. This is one I always find and I think about back in the day. This is one of the items where if it was a good roll, like let's say it was like a 217 or something like that, you could trade it for like 3 Stones of Jordan back in the day during the SOJ duping days. But if it was like 210, you could only get like 2 SOJs for it, and like 200 and under you could only get 1. So you'd find some people trading their shaft stops that were like 209 for like 1, and then you could trade it to, you'd make another game 209 shaft stop for 2 SOJs, and someone would join and trade you because it was like right there, and then you could like, I would save up SOJs that way, of just like buying it for 1, selling it for 2, like stuff like that. So shaft stop, I would do that. Green, not Shaco. Life Leech and Mana Leech, Vamp Gaze. Yeah, I would do that with Vamp Gazes too, because the damage reduction and the mana and Life Leech rolls on it would change how much it was worth. So people would have differing opinions on what it was worth. So. My microphone was barely muted. I muted it when I coughed, and then I just realized, yeah, Slim, I appreciate you. I actually seen before you typed anything because of the delay, but I figured it out. Okay, it is definitely unmuted. It might happen from time to time. Thanks for the heads up, by the way, chat. Tom said if I could get an SOJ for a shaft stop. Diablo walking every day. Well, that's why they initially invented the declone the way that it is. To get rid of all the stones of Jordan that have been duped and stuff. That's, you know, that's why they switched it to have SOJs sold to make declone walk. Softcore for PvP. Yeah, hardcore PvP is, I mean, that's a different breed right there. Level 99 hardcore PvP. That's a different breed of people right there. I don't know if anybody does that, but I could see people doing like a 75 or 80, you know, because you could get rushed in like no time. And then you know, that'd be like a few hours to get up to that. You're not losing everything like that, but oh boy. Have I found a 320/20 or a 451? It sucked. No, I don't think so. I got a 4015 Alex Jewel on single player. It was crazy. I found one online, and then I found one on single player like 2 months apart from each other. Good old RNG. Aaron says, "Good thing I'm not an achievement hunter on console. Then you'd play hardcore." I'm gonna be honest. I would be more likely to play hardcore for something like that if there was like an achievement hunt thing. But yeah, on PC they don't have that. I was always a little bit of an achievement hunter, but I wouldn't go too crazy with it. When's the treadmill coming back? When I'm not sick. I thought about getting it out today just to move a little bit, but... Balthazar, thank you so much for the super chat.
Balthazar 228 donated $4.99 through super chat. Back in the day, I traded so many runes for emerald gemmed shakos.
Nice, nice. Congrats on getting that excellent green shako. Legendary. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat, Balthazar, you slayer. A little under the weather today, so that's all I got. That's all I got. Yeah, don't trade for those emerald shakos. There you are. Oh. Ooh, another facet. All right, you got to do it. 5/5 lightning. Not really that mad, but I mean that's not very good. Suboptimal facet. Suboptimal. Nicholas says in hardcore there's 2 to 3 dudes all just stacked up with all the perfect small charms. Yeah, I could believe it. The people, you'll hop on JSP and they have 1.7 million forum gold somehow. 182 with the 5 life returned. Not really bad boots, but it's not really enough in a lot of instances, in my opinion, to usually rather have resistances, but Energy Shield Novasork, I guess you could make an argument. A little bit. Depends what you got as well. Appreciate you, Bob. Says get well soon. Yeah, damn. Green screenless Phil.
Balthazar 228 donated $4.99 through Super Chat.
Thank you.
I refuse to ask for or accept assistance finding anything in retail stores. I want the solo shelf found experience.
Nice. Diablo 2 dad joke incoming. Self-found experience even in the stores. What a legend. There's a true grinder right there. He was grinding inside he was in Walmart just grinding out trying to solo self-find everything for 8 hours one day. Thank you so much, Balthazar, for the $5 super chat. First Novasork Panzer says congrats on that. Struggling a bit though. Ooh. So Panzer, usually for me, a lot of hammering the Countess. The Countess is awesome with Novasork. That's usually what I would do and then you can you could easily get an Umbreon pretty quickly, relatively quickly anyways. Then you get all that minus res, and then you can get your hands on a Sunder Charm. Arcane Sanctuary's not too bad either. Get high runes from the ghosts and get keys. And then you can even hit Neelathak. Get the other keys that way too. Jonathan said he's making this barb because of me, huh? Yeah, best of luck. Hopefully you enjoy it. This is one I will shout out. I don't like this without Enigma, by the way. I would never play this build without Enigma personally. You can kind of get away with, well, you can get away with the teleport staff in Aegis Puzzler or something, you know, teleport around and, but, yeah, with Enigma, it's a whole different game. Oh, Nicholas said leave one spot open to pick up the ear. Oh, that you said 39 charms. I didn't realize that you were, okay. I'll pick up what you're laying down. Alex saying Trav P1 good for high runes from a barb. Yeah, from a barb, yeah. You know, the item find skills so nasty, right? But yeah, me personally, not a big Trav fan. Tamito, I think. Tamito saying pits is good for a Novasork. Except the archers. Yeah, it's a true story. You gotta skip the archers if you do the pits for sure. Twin Bar saying, what about cows? Cows is doable for sure. Not one of my favorite places, but I'm a little bit biased because I'm a filthy MFer. Tamito? Bro? Tamejto? Trying to sound it out. I don't know what language it's written in, so different letters in combination can sound differently depending on what language it's written in. So also Twitch names are quite often just made up, so it's real hard to tell if it's just some made up thing or if I'm supposed to be pronouncing this in like the Spanish dialect, but like it doesn't have the marks above it or something, you know what I mean? The tildes and whatnot. Can't give me a hard time, bruh. Jonathan says never play this build, looks fun. It's convenient for someone like me trying to read chat as fast as I can, for sure. Don't have to aim. You just have to get close, and I can look over at chat and read, and then. Bob Smith got his SOJ. Love to hear it. Congrats on that. Oh man. Dustin said he used to scam an LOD back when he was a kid. Feel bad about it now, but used to trick people. Their account names and passwords. What? How could you trick? I don't even feel like that's scamming. If someone sends you their account name and password, they deserve their accounts just to get deleted. I don't even feel bad. You were well. I agree with what you did now. What stats you looking for on jewels? There's just very few jewels really that are good that I would use. I am saving them though for crafting at the moment. So, like 40 ED with 15 increased attack speed is a pretty common one that people know is worth a lot. Rare jewels are almost never good. Like you pretty much have to identify it, and if you don't go, oh my god, that's bleeping awesome, it's pretty much worthless if it's, you know. Is it true I can complete Rubik's Cube blindfolded? Yes. Also, I'm lying. So. Oh, Sasquatch. What? Holy moly.
What up, sweet soul? Don't forget to like and sub.
I will like and subscribe. Appreciate you, Sasquatch. 30 months. Oh my god. Oh my god. Of legendary slayership. He isn't even a slayer. He's a legendary slayer. Thank you so much. A little under the weather, so I can't get too crazy. I'm gonna hurt myself. But thank you so much for the continued channel support. Sunder Crescent Moon, clearing lightning moons are okay. Not fast but doable, Panzer says. Gotcha. Okay. Good start there. Bob Smith, he said he had 500 MF. Nightmare Andy to get that. Talking about the SOJ you got. Yeah, if you don't get lucky, it can be real annoying. Because I've had it take a long time, and I've gotten SOJ real quick before too. It was almost one time. It was almost 1,500 Nightmare Andy runs. And then another time I got an SOJ on the 89th run, so that's quite a bit different. Good old RNG. 6-socketed phase blade. Yeah, I did see that, but it wasn't superior, so I didn't. On single player, I don't even bother picking up any like runeward bases if they're not superior anymore. I'm too far above that garbage. Throne of Destruction Terror Zone, huh? Is that online or offline? I didn't even look. With this build here, I don't usually run the Terror Zones anyways, but... Frost Nova before? I have, yeah. Think about doing it again here pretty soon. It's okay. When I did it before, I didn't really feel it was any much good over Players 3. You could obviously kill stuff. I'm not saying it couldn't do anything. But, It was pre like Cure Helm and stuff too, so when I did that, it was a while back. I think it was before Terror Zones and Sunder Charms even. It was after they buffed the stuff in D2R, but before Terror Zones, so. Time for dinner, says Panzer. Alright, peace out. Best of luck on your Novasork. Online's next TZ is cows. Gotcha. So that means World Stone Keep is offline? I wonder how this would do in a Players 1 terrorized World Stone Keep. Maybe I'll have to try it out one time just to see. I would say it's probably not going to be great, but I mean, I do have capped res and stuff, so. DMC says, didn't know offline and online were different terror zones. Yeah. Yeah, the single player just goes by the clock on your computer, so. Jeweler's Monarch are deflecting. One of these years. One of these years, huh? When did Thunder Chimes come out? I don't know. Was it about 2 years ago now, I guess? Hard to say. I lose track of time so much. It's
Impossible.
probably one of the things I least trust myself in remembering is how long ago something happened. Man, I'm gonna have to go drop like $70 on cold medicine after this stream, I think. Ivanov, nice to see you still rocking the D2 art content. Better believe it. Better believe it. It's like I'm perpetually stoned. Like right now, you mean? Or my whole lifetime, you're saying? I'm not sure what you're... Slim Starcraft said he thinks it was just over a year ago for Thunder Chimes? No way. It's been over a year since D4 came out, and I know they didn't drop Terror Zones and Thunder Chimes at the same time that D4 launched. It was honestly... See, I think... Slim, I think you got the same thing going on that I did. It's old man losing track of time syndrome. You're probably an elderly, like 37 to 40-year-old as well. I think it was like years. I think it was a few years ago. Could be wrong though. We'll have to fire up the Google machine here in a minute and see what's up. See what the Google machine says. When did Thunder Charms release in D2R? October 6th of 22. So it's been about a year, 2.5 years since Thunder Charms came out. Yeah. Old people, am I right? What other big changes came around then? I'm not sure everything else then. It was patch 2.5 though. Maybe. Hold on. Wait a second. Did I get duped? I might want to look into that more. I don't want to read. I don't want to go directly by that particular one because that was the. I just realized that was an AI article or something, which means it can't be trusted because the very top thing that pops up is always AI on Google, and it's like wrong a lot. Like 50% of the time, it's wrong. So I don't know why all these companies keep using AI when it's just makes stuff up and lies all the time. TJ said he's reading somewhere else that it was 2.5. Okay. Was that when Mosaic came out? I'm not sure exactly, so I'd have to look up more stuff to figure that out. So, Nikolai, what's going on? You got a 4015? Nice. Crazy. Tamito saying, Mosaic did come out at the same time as Sundays, according to what he is reading or remembers. So, could be. I don't remember how many patches and stuff. Another facet. This is, of course, a skiller. Oh, maybe not. But the last one is 3-3, so we know this one is 5-5. Gotta be lightning. They're never 5-5. Never 5-5. AI YouTube channels are yeah, legendary. Just a bunch of YouTube is just devolving into a bunch of AI slop. The entire internet, that's how it's gonna be. Just a bunch of AI slop everywhere. AI is gonna be making the decisions on what like type of channel to make, and then then the AI is gonna be deciding how to make the videos. Like every single channel is gonna look like Skibbity Toilet. Sure, we'll take out all these here. What's up with all the AI slop world Google or Igloo Pilot? It's easy. I mean, once you have the AI thing, you just go boop 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 and it makes it, and goodbye, you upload it. It's no effort. People click on them, people watch them, people look at the stuff. I don't know. Yeah. It's unfortunate, but I mean, it's free market economy, I guess, huh? Pretty much the without getting too deep into everything, it's pretty much the way everything works. You don't make the most money by creating the best product. You make the most money by either not paying any taxes in one way or the other, or tricking your consumers or something, or you know, you make way more money that way than you do by making the best product. Yeah, it's like in Fight Club, right? It was more expensive to make a car that didn't kill people than it was to pay off the families of the people who died. You make a calculation. If you make more profit by the people dying than by paying them off, you don't fix it. People spending lots of money in D2R. I cannot recommend enough to not spend real money on items in the game. You will ruin the game for yourself. You can get so much more enjoyment out of accomplishing things yourself instead of taking the easy shortcut. It still blows my mind that people pay real money for D2 items, but enough people say it, I guess. I mean, it's people do it, right? Thomas said he built AI to read Diablo 2 chat and then play the Diablo 2 for me with AI or something along those lines. Yeah. Chicho says, am I interested that my stream will be cast into space for aliens to view someday? Sure. I'll have the same hairstyle as them. The little gray skinny alien bald men. Thomas says funeral home owners making the killing. Oh boy. Yeah, actually, well, I'm not going to get into all this stuff, but yeah. The death industry in the United States is absolutely tragic, but I don't really want to get into it any more than that, to be straight up. Try to steer clear of political stuff. It does kind of envelop everybody. Political stuff does kind of envelop everybody's life in one way or another, but it doesn't have to here. So I don't want to go too much more deep into that. Yeah, Igloo says that he's only ever like traded items for forum gold, traded the forum gold for items, never actually paid real money for. Yeah, and I mean, I'm kind of fine with that. I can see how people like, even if there was no aspect to how people could actually buy forum gold with real money. Talking about JSP here. I understand how people could not like the idea of JSP having the value hold over from one ladder to the next. But I just don't care about it as much as other people do. So, and it's the easiest way to trade, so that's why I use it. Appreciate you, Gold Magic Fine. Thanks for hitting the like button. It says like number 10. Do we only got 10 likes on the stream? No. Oh, you must have been in here since the beginning. That's one of those situations. We're sitting at 74 likes. Appreciate y'all. Anyone in here who has not hit the like button yet, I would implore you. What? 2 diadems right next to each other with 500 something magic find. Not one of you could drop unique? Come on. Found a couple blue ones earlier too. Could have been a height drop.
Impossible.
Could have been, but tradery. Yeah, I tried using Trader this last season, and I literally couldn't make a single trade. I'd post stuff up, and then I'd be sitting on my computer here for like hours, and nobody would respond. Mine's like the cheapest one on the whole list, and you just get no responses, and I'm just like, all right, fine, I'm over it. I'd go on Tradery, I'd be like, I'd look and see how much they something traded for, and I'd be like, this for that much? Boom, within 30 seconds it's traded and gone, and I'm already trading for the next item that I actually want to get. So it's just crazy. Other people said they had better experiences with Tradery. That's just not me, in my opinion. Not for at least the last couple of seasons. Before that I did, but for about 2 seasons I haven't been able to get anything on Tradery done, really. Casey said Trader too many ads. There definitely is, and I feel, well, but I don't know. It is what it is. There's a lot of ads. In-game auction house, they should. You're right. And even if they could make it like a real money, like auction house too, right, Smurfs? That would be like, just kidding. Boy, there's certain things that's funny that you remember the exact instance when it happened. The first time I opened up that auction house, and it was like, put in your credit card number or something, or put in your bank account, and I'm like, what the F? Get out of here. You are out of your mind. I was like, I don't remember how old I was when D3 came out. I probably would have been like 20 something. I'd probably been like 20 to 21, 22, something like that maybe. I think. I was like, are you kidding me? I'm not putting any numbers in here. Nikolai saying his laptop can't handle Tradery and D2R at the same time because there's so many ads on Tradery. Nice. Right? Tamito saying he thinks if there was no ladder, Tradery would be fine. Yeah, I mean, I do get the argument, but I don't really care about competing in ladder necessarily. Competing, so that's what I just, you know, don't worry about it as much. Yeah, Igloo Pie. I was definitely joking about the real money auction house thing. For sure. For sure. Biggie says, or A56 saying PoE nailed their currency exchange in game. Yeah, I don't know anything really about Path of Exile. Never really piqued my interest much to play it. Fool's Ogriax. Spent hard-earned gold on items in D3. So gold, like, that's what they use for trading in D3 gold. It was so long ago, I barely played D3. I can barely remember, to be honest. That sounds about right, though, from what I remember. Stress-free gaming. Are you talking about stress-free gaming is D2 or Path of Exile? They're A56. Casey says about Path of Exile not missing much, just OP set builds. I mean, yeah, I get you. That's not necessarily, I don't know. Because like you could make the same argument for Diablo 2, but you just don't have to play the best possible builds in the game. Like, is Singer Barb the absolute best possible build in the game? But even with that, like what I have here, this isn't some new invention that I came up with. This is, you know, something that had been done before. But yeah. Oh, Casey was talking about Diablo 3, the OP set builds. Yeah, I did hear about that. Yeah, that on the... I remember we talked about it a few different times, especially when D4 came out and Diablo 2 Resurrected and stuff, that I missed a lot of the changes because I only played the first month or so that D3 was out. That when a new season starts, it's like a day or two, depending on who you are, to find like the full set that you need for your character. And then after that, you just blast great, literally just go greater rift, like you never change up or do anything different. You just find the full set and you're done in like a day. And they like give you the full set pretty much. Well, that, I'm just going off of what I had heard or gathered from people saying. Torque says he hates how much nowadays it's who's the bigger whale. Yeah, there are a lot of games like that, but hey, the pay to win model or selling skins and stuff, that's what I was talking about earlier about making the best possible video game doesn't make you the most money. So there's a lot of reasons for that I think anyways, but not going to go into that too much. Why am I only focusing on the champions? So I'm doing, you probably heard of it before, Holy Grail, where you try to find every unique item in the game. I only need to find Tyrell's Might, and the only monsters that can drop it are these uniques and the champions. I mean, I don't mind finding other rare, exciting stuff, but yeah, that's my main focus. Tony says people clear 150 Greater Rift, level 150 Greater Rift on the first weekend. Is that the highest they go, or is that like, I don't know exactly what that is. Not a big D3 fan, not a big D3 player. Whoopsie. Moved my mouse too far, clicked off. Whoopsie. Basically the end of D3. Gotcha. Gotcha. Nikolai saying PoE 2 Path of Exile is definitely stressful. Gotcha. Yeah, I didn't realize he was talking about D3. The start of the combo there. Simple Phil miscommunication. Richard Park saying he always compares every Diablo 2 type game to Diablo 2 Resurrected and keeps coming back. Yeah, I guess to be honest, like, if I think about it more, I usually end up, if I stop and think about it, I don't like games that are like other games that I like. Kind of because what you're saying there, because like, if there's a game that's this style of game, why wouldn't I want to just keep playing the best one? Or if there's a game like Grand Theft Auto, but I think, you know, if I think Grand Theft Auto is the best game that's in that style, why wouldn't I just keep playing the game that's the best? The Grand Theft Auto game that I think is the best. Or like those open world games that are made by Bethesda or whatever, you know, Elder Scrolls, and then Fallout is actually a lot like them too. Like those games, like if a different company made games like that, but weren't, you know, why wouldn't I just play the one that was the best, you know? That's kind of the same with Diablo 2. Why would I play a Diablo 2 game that's kind of like Diablo 2, but I like Diablo 2 more? Like, I like Diablo 2 a ton already. Like, I don't know. Souls game argument? So you're saying that people play the Dark Souls that make that argument, I think is what you're saying? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I've never heard anyone kind of say it before, but not saying they never have. I doubt I invented a thought pattern in the world. But, yeah, Dark Souls, just kind of jumping topic there for that isn't necessarily what you were saying, but I wasn't a huge fan of Dark Souls. You know, I would get stuck and then figure out the boss, get stuck, figure out the boss, get stuck, figure out this boss. And then eventually I was just like, yeah, I'm not having fun with this, and I just stopped playing. So. Sorry, I think it was the third one that I picked up. Out of here for now. Go have cupcakes with the lady. With the birthday, okay. Peace out, 856 Biggie. Hopefully you have a good day there. Smulp says it's sad, but also okay that nothing will be Diablo 2. True story. The one thing is, though, honestly, thinking back, there's definitely things in this game. Diablo 2 Resurrected, Mosaic is the most obvious that I don't like. But I'm kind of... when I think back on it, I never would have thought that the remake could be as good as it is. To be straight up. Casey said he likes story and lore with his games. Yeah, there's definitely that crowd. I've never been as much of a story lore kind of guy, but... Slim says was waiting for the remake for years. Right? Man, I can remember watching videos of people, like, at BlizzCon, they're not announcing a remake to Diablo 2. Like, this stuff is BS. They've been saying this for 5 years now. It's not happening. I really did start making Diablo 2 videos at the perfect time, I'm going to be honest. Just completely lucky, completely happenstance. Never even, when I started making Diablo 2 videos, it never even crossed my mind that they were going to, that anyone would ever remake Diablo 2, ever, for any reason. I was just like, yeah, I know a thing or two about that. I feel like the videos could be kind of, you know, not too tough to make or something. I can learn something. Sure. Crazy, crazy, crazy. In a way, our demand made it happen, says Richard. Yeah, I mean, D2 was always continuing to, you know, be semi-popular for how old it was, so I would say probably, definitely, for sure. Slim says they were so secretive about it. Yeah, it was like there was just always like rumors that it was going to happen, and then it just like didn't hear nothing. Drunken Horror says Last Epoch he feels is the closest thing to D2 or the best thing. Yeah, a lot of people in the community do like that one. I have heard about it, but I've never personally played that one, but might remake Diablo 3. Maybe one day. I thought they had said that they didn't. Well, who knows? They say they don't have any plans, then like 4 years go by, and then they do have plans. So, but yeah, we'll see. Torque said he was outright scared they were gonna mess it up. You know what? I wasn't, but I was almost like naive. And like I say, a lot of times I'm not really that big of a gamer necessarily. It's hard to really explain the kind of person I am to sometimes. But yeah, I didn't even, you know, I never even thought about like how remakes could get messed up all the time and stuff, so. D2R best remake you ever played, says Kermit. Me too, but I've never really played very many remakes, so me saying that doesn't mean a whole lot, I guess. Yeah, and this is kind of a different type of remake too. It's like a pseudo remaster almost. Which I'm really glad they did it the way they did. It's not like a Final Fantasy VII remake type of situation, but it's not like just a strictly remaster with no. Yeah, it's crazy how it kind of worked out. Hype mode, appreciate you. Says the VODs and the videos are welcome. Appreciate you. Very kind of you. Say it's not luck. Yeah, it's just luck the way that everything happened. I mean, just the way everything happened, working in the factory and stuff, and this is all everything put together. You know, you know what I'm saying? Hype mode. Let's see. So I'm trying to read some of these comments. I'm getting so far behind. Please forgive me, fellas. I appreciate y'all. Really do. Richard Park says expansion for D2R. The way D4 is, I don't want it. Yeah, it's always a little sketch, isn't it? Kermit says he didn't think D2 was happening, then he heard about it on PS4 and was, I gotta check this out. Good thing you did, Kermit. Richard saying D2R slaps on console too. Yeah, some people I've heard kind of back and forth, just said and by back and forth I mean some people said they actually like it more on controller and stuff. But yeah, heard they did a pretty good job with that. Damn said I thought it was the D2R was a remaster because they didn't really change anything. Well, the thing is now looking back, they really did change like a ton. Like probably 50% of the skills deal damage differently now than they did in D2. They added all these rune words. They changed a bunch of the set bonuses and stuff for the full sets and partial sets. There's just like a ton of stuff. Just a ton of things they really changed after you stop and look back now. Like go back and play LOD and you'll be like, oh my god, like what do I even do? It's like, oh, there's actually only like 5 builds to play now because all the stuff that got rebalanced isn't good anymore. Like once you go back, it's pretty crazy actually. I did it a few times. I went back and just played a little bit and I was like, oh my god, dude, maybe I should do that on one of the upcoming seasons. Do a ladder reset on LOD and just to like, oh my gosh, this is mind blowing. Sorry, excuse me. So much quality of life stuff. Yeah, true story there, Richard. Yeah. Pick up to cube option, Casey says on console. Yeah, it's crazy to me that there is no pick item up to cube on PC. They add it to console for controller, but not for mouse and keyboard for PC. It's so strange. But I guess they figured it'd just be, they do have, you can open the cube, but if you have a full inventory like this, you can't pick an item up like this. I can't just, what's an example? Like I can't pick this up. So if you want to pick that item up and you're like right here and you open the cube, you can't pick the item up. You literally have to be this close to an item to click on it. You have to be within this area right here to pick up an item to the cube. You can't click on nothing, you know. Just weird. Not the end of the world though, of course. Of course, I'm not complaining too much, but yeah. DMC says you can't see your stats while changing items on character on console. Okay, that'd be something I wouldn't really notice, or I hadn't have heard about. But yeah, it's kind of a smaller thing, but it's a thing, I suppose. Okay. Your wife asked why you couldn't catch a break like me. Yeah, I definitely don't want to say that I didn't do anything, but There is an amount of luck involved. I kind of did things in the reverse order that you're kind of doing it, Kermit. I think, anyways. I don't obviously know everything you're doing, but I only made videos for like 6 or 8 months. I pretty much did not accomplish anything streaming for probably like 2 years of me making videos. Essentially until Diablo 2 Resurrected came out, streaming was almost nothing on my channel or anything. Like, it was nothing for what I was doing. I pretty much was only making videos. So, just a little bit different of a strat, I think, you know, but like streaming completely secondary. But I'm no expert. So I would never, I try to avoid telling people what they should and shouldn't do, for sure, because there's obviously a bunch of luck involved, just as I say all the time. Well, did I try out Baldur's Gate 3? I did not. I've seen some people playing it, and every time I would watch someone streaming it, Igloo, it would just be like cutscene people, like NPCs talking, or like some talking cutscene, and I was like, I don't know about that. Even though I play Final Fantasy and it's like that, but yeah, I know the Terror Zone's this, but I just, yeah, you know what? I said I was gonna go do it one time. Let's go do it one time just to see what happens. Just to see what happens. Ooh, good start. Good start. Yeah, this is players 1 as well. This is player 1 Souls. Do they have an undisclosed high? Oh, he is stone skin, so. Yes, see, Singer Barb is just, it's good for what it is good for, and it's just not good for what it's not good for, right? So, I mean, we're pretty much okay. We got enough resistance and stuff, but the thing is, too, is they're not getting stunned, you know. Oh, no, they are getting stunned. Never mind, swap here. It's almost like some of them are getting stunned and some of them aren't. All right, I'm done with that. That was boring from the get-go. Ah, console's full screen, Smolp says. That's probably okay. So that would be part of the reason why, for the whole open or pick up the cube situation. Okay, yep, that's one thing I didn't realize or whatever. Trevor said you don't enjoy editing at all. Yeah, I get you. I was kind of the opposite way. Streaming never even crossed my mind to do it when I was making videos. I really just started making YouTube videos with the thought that I could learn how to edit a little bit, and then maybe I could get out of the factory at some point. And like, I don't know. I don't even know what I was gonna do with the slight skill of editing that I would learn from making YouTube videos, but I just was trying to do anything. You might have heard this story before, Carmen, and some of you other people who are in here all the time, but I was so like thinking about how the heck am I gonna get out of working in factories for the rest of my life that I at work I would put in, hold up, it's not the rarest, craziest, but if you get the right skill, this can be good. Can be good. What skill are we getting? All right, Fireball. 12 on the fire skill, but Fireball is, you know, I mean, I would probably a lot of times use different armor, but this one could be argued to be a good skill to get on Enormous. So there's at least that. There's at least that. Also, I'm not going to keep it though, because I know I have a 15 Fireballer already, actually. But yeah, so in the factory, I was walking around with my headphones in, listening to how to learn to speak Spanish in my headphones while I was at work, and like talking to myself, thinking like, oh, there's always jobs that you can get if you know how to speak Spanish in the United States. Like, I was trying to teach myself Spanish. Don't ask me to speak Spanish right now. But yeah. Oop. Igloo Pie says Brood Wars fan. I know you're talking to somebody, you were mentioning to somebody else, but Brood Wars, I know I've heard it, but I don't know what kind of game that really is even. Like a strategy game of some kind, probably. Igloo Pie said I best layman's terms videos on getting into D2R. Yeah. I do pride myself on being a casual. So it's a lot easier for a casual to explain things to casuals than it is to, you know, not that this is really a take at anyone else, or I think it's really easy, and I try to check myself on it too. If you've been blasting Diablo 2 for years and years and years, to say things or make content for people who have not been blasting Diablo 2 for 25 straight years, you know? So it's almost a lot of people's how do I word this? A lot of content creators are too good at Diablo 2, pretty much. If you get what I'm saying. And I even find it sometimes too, I try to in videos to explain everything I think is necessary. Because there is a lot of times I'll make videos, you know, the same thing will happen to me where I'll make a video and it's like, I assume that people know stuff. Make it a too high level, you know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with making videos anyway, but I think it is my superpower, being casual. Rampage, appreciate you listening to your video, the 1 hour commute to work. Videos of my 1 hour commute to work. Yeah, I used to drive 50 minutes one way to work. God. So I was working the job and it was like a 25-minute drive to work, and I worked there for like a little bit, and it was at a time, that was a long time ago. It was at a time when nobody could get a job anywhere in like 2000 and whatever, 10, 12 or something, like after 2008 housing crisis or whatever. It moved from being 25 minutes away to being 50 minutes away. I was making $8.50 an hour, driving 50 minutes one way to work. True story. I had an F-150. I had a 2003 F-150 at the time. Michigan. That part of the country was Michigan. Kurlask, welcome in, yo. Markovic, oh, you're speaking Spanish. I see what you're saying there. Hola, ¿qué tal, compañero? Hello, something friend. See, I know Spanish. Oh, StarCraft, Brood Wars. Okay, yeah, Slim StarCraft. Calling me out, yeah, I could see you. DP says there's 85 likes on the stream. There's probably a little more than that, but let's see what it's up to. If you don't refresh your stream, it doesn't refresh the likes. Oh, never mind, you're dead nuts on. We're at 87 likes right now, 150 in here on YouTube. Make sure you guys hit the like button, YouTubers. Do it. Ohio friend, yeah, welcome in. Friends to the south. Start a Spanish teaching channel. I should. Yeah, a Spanish speaking noob for Spanish speaking noobs. Guess what word I learned today? Hola. Kermit says it can be annoying when people assume everybody knows what they know. Something is common sense because they've done it for ages. And then you mentioned your brother working on AC units, I think. Yeah, brother working on AC units for 30 years. Yeah, and it's, you know, like I said, I'm not claiming that I'm some perfect person either, but I almost feel like, you know, when yeah, it's just pretty much what I'm saying is it's real easy to fall into that. And I think I do a relatively good job, unperfect, of course, because I'm just a human, but a relatively good job at being, at knowing, you know, making sure I know what people don't know. Oh yeah, keep the jewel. I almost threw it out. Let me go get some more identify scrolls.
I can't.
Kermit says hour-long commute, laughs in Texan. Yeah, I mean, Texas got some commutes, but I mean, I know that you drive where you're going, Kermit. But I don't know for sure. How far do you drive to work? And I know, and I'm talking about how much you drive that work doesn't pay for. Like, that's your own gas money. Boy, that was a crazy thing, too, that I just remembered. Back when I was doing that, when I was driving 50 minutes to work and I had that F-150, that was when gas went up to over $4 an hour, or $4 a gallon. I got rid of that truck and got a Ford Focus, so but yeah, I must have been spending like $30 a day in gas and making like $70. Oh my god. Ugh. I'm a loser. To get a job that was $1 over minimum, to keep a job that was $1 over minimum wage. Like, that's how crazy getting a job was back then. How do you set up your Twitch streams and not have ads play? So Igloo Pilot, the way you set it up is you just turn ads off. That's all you do. But the thing is that I'm trying something on Twitch. I'm gonna do a test run for about a month or so. I'm not making any ad revenue on Twitch at all. I'm gonna test it for a month and see for the stream and whatnot. So I just make no ads. I make no ad revenue on Twitch, so that's what you on Twitch, the way they have it set up, you either have to make like no money on ads or you have to run like 3 minutes of ads at least, is essentially the way they have it set up. But the thing is too, is if you run a ton of ads on Twitch, people might get really annoyed by all the ads and become a subscriber to keep the ads from running. But I'm gonna try seeing if maybe if I just don't run any ads on Twitch, maybe people will enjoy the stream more and support the stream more. That's the idea. But, you know, it's worth the experiment, just see what's up, I think so. It's still positive. Yeah, you still come out ahead. You're spending 30 in gas? Maybe. Working 8 hours a day, bringing home 35 bucks total. Cool. Is an F-150 a sports car? No, sorry, Slim. It's probably a joke. I'm not really sure. I can't get context on it. But an F-150 is a pickup truck. It's a Ford F-150 truck. Yeah, Babak, yeah. Yeah, pre-roll is the rough one. You can kind of turn off pre-roll, but then you got to run a bunch more. You got to run a bunch more in the middle. That's what on YouTube I have it set up differently, but I do a pre-roll ad on YouTube, but YouTube has a ton of, it's not exclusive, but a ton of just like 5-second skippable ads. And actually I set it up to only run 5-second skippable ads, but I think they actually got rid of that setting. I was looking into it the other day and I think they don't have that setting anymore even, but YouTube is so many like 5-second skippable ads, I feel like it's not a huge deal. Could be wrong though. Nick says run a ton of ads and mention every bit of dual stream. What do you mean by that? I must admit, I don't understand actually. I thought I was understanding it when I started reading, and then I realized I did not. Or just spam ads on Twitch and then keep telling everybody that I'm streaming on YouTube too to get them to come over here. Could do that. One way. Ferrari F50. Oh, gotcha. It was a joke on a different car. Gotcha. Okay. DM says only so much money, can't spend it on Twitch subs. Yeah, you don't have to. You don't have to. Nobody has to do anything, right? So, oil fields, you'd be 6 to the field and an hour and a half each way, twice a day. So you would drive out and like you'd stay somewhere, and it was like an hour and a half to the oil field. You're saying that is quite a bit, but from what I understand, people who work on oil fields make more than minimum wage, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, that is an hour and a half one way every day is quite a bit for sure. Quite a bit. Tongue puncher. Thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. Ooh. Come in clutch with the Twitch Prime sub for sure. Yeah, Igloo Pirate for sure. Sorry, I forgot to mute my mic when I blew my nose there. Forgive me. Gotcha, Kermit. You say you drive a lot on the Monday, getting to where you're going, then 30 minutes to an hour every other day. Yeah, it does sound like a lot of driving for sure. For your type of job, Kermit, though, and I mean you don't necessarily have to tell me, but you don't get like compensated in any way for driving 4, 5, 6 hours to where you're working. That's I don't, I'm not in the industry or whatever, so I wouldn't know, but that sounds crazy. Like you don't get gas or like a certain hourly wage for while driving or something. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to. I usually always try to mute my mic when because I'm a little under the weather. Forgive me, anyone who hopping in here or whatever. Okay, a little under the weather, but never too under the weather to find a 5 all res. We'll hang on to that. I don't remember exactly how many 5 all reses I got around. Mo Durrani? Sorry, I pronounced that wrong. I think. Most oil patches pay for drive time. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought, but yeah, you never know. I don't know. I'm not in the industry or whatever. I could just think wrong, yeah. Yeah, 6... Even McDonald's at the oil field neighborhood gives 28 an hour. Damn, I need to get one of these McDonald's jobs. If that's the case. I could only take my word on that, but yeah. $28 an hour is more than I've ever made in my entire life. $105? That's too many. That's crazy. A lot of time. Yeah, there are some jobs, and obviously, I'm not saying yours is necessarily this way, but I know there's some jobs that people will get paid like less than you would think they would per hour, but they're like guaranteed a ton of hours, so that's kind of how they justify it, I guess. Like I knew someone who was like a I think it was like, and plus they'll get other benefits too, health insurance and dental and all that stuff. family covered. Maybe they got good insurance through work and stuff like that. But somebody who was it a paramedic or a firefighter or something? But they were making, you know, like at the time I was making like $25 an hour in the factory I was working in. And then they were making like 21 as like a public servant, full-time like firefighter or something like that. Paramedic. But then you got to factor in all the other things. Like I didn't have health insurance or anything through work, and no retirement or any kind. And of course they would probably end up with a pension and good insurance through work and all that kind of stuff. So forgot a grand charm in the chest back there on the last run. Maybe. Yeah, I don't, if it needs a key, I don't bother with it. You can't get Tyrell's Might out of the chest, so I'm not too concerned. Oh. Damn says you got a road right down the road from where you live, huh? I used to have a job like that. I used to have a job so close that it was less than a half mile from where I lived. It was probably about a quarter mile. I would drive home from work on lunch break, and I would literally go home and open the refrigerator and pull out leftovers, and I didn't even have to pack a lunch. I lived so close. A couple times I'd go home and I'd sit there and watch TV, watch ESPN, eat lunch. I literally, a couple of times, only once or twice, I fell asleep and was late back to work. You fall asleep in front of the TV. But that was a long time ago. I was like 19, 20, and still living with my parents, of course, and yeah, I could have walked. I did once or twice when there was something wrong with my car at the time, but a couple times I rode my bike to work and stuff. But I was so lazy when I was that age. I'd get up super late. Oh god, ugh. You know, I started at like 7. My alarm would go off at 6:50 to go to. I kid you not. I would set my alarm for 6:50 when I started at 7. I'd get up, go to work. Raphael, welcome in. Oh, let's see. Kermit says it gets hourly and paid for the fuel now. Gotcha. Yeah, good. That sounds like a better deal. But the oil field was different. You were responsible for getting all the way out there. Gotcha, Kermit. Understand a little bit more how that works. Cost of living insane out there. Yeah, I guess if the McDonald's people are getting $28 an hour, obviously you don't have a dollar menu there. Working a factory or warehouse job really makes you appreciate easy jobs. Yeah, it is a true story. Not that even, I don't know. It does make you appreciate like your bosses and stuff just literally not giving a bleep about you at all. And you really understand how little everybody cares about anyone else but themselves. Like the number of dummies that would get hired in, like I always got these jobs through like temp agencies because it's the only way that you could get a job anywhere back coming out of the 2008 financial crisis, unless you knew somebody, and I didn't know somebody to get me a job, or I couldn't find somebody to get me a job. And it didn't matter that they literally, the day that I started working for this company, they brought in 3 people. And this is what they did. They would bring in 3, if they needed to fill one spot, one job, they would bring 3 people in. And before the end of the day, on my first day, one of the dudes walked out at lunch and never came back. The next guy, he came back for the next day, but then the third day, he never came back. And I stayed. And I was talking to some of the people that were working there. And this was I believe it was the third round. It was the third round of 3 people that they brought into work. And the other ones, the first time, all 3 people walked out before the first day was over. The second one, you know, within a day or two, everybody had walked out and didn't come back. And finally, one guy stayed, and that was me. Like, I was actually, like, not a dummy. I was a good worker. I'd come to work on time every day, not complain, work hard the whole time. They didn't really care, though. The people who worked harder, they just took advantage of those people more, is what happened. That's literally what happened. And if they used and abused somebody and then they would leave because they were fed up and sick of it and whatever, they'd bring in 3 more people to try to fill that one job, and they would just file through everybody. So, yep. Sounds like a terrible job. That's every job. I've only ever had factory jobs, so maybe that's just how factory jobs are. But see, Raphael saying 27 miles, 1 hour drive to work for you. 27 miles in an hour? You're going under 30 miles an hour to work? Let's say when I drove 50, when I drove 50 minutes to work, it was 60 miles one way. So that tells you how fast I was driving. No, I think it was 50 minutes. I think it was actually 50 miles is what it was. But it was expressway a lot of the way, so, which in the United States is 70. But I mean, that's more of a recommendation than a hard rule, right? Damn, saying the cost of living in Florida is really messed up. Yeah, I mean, any place that has supply and demand, right? Any place that has high, like the demand goes up for people to live there. Yeah, cost of living is going to go up. 08 to 10, good times. Yeah, no, totally great times, DMC. Totally great times. Where do you recommend Hammerton 87 to farm gear? You just trade it for Enigma? I mean, Hammerton can do most stuff. I mean, probably the most goated there. I see someone probably answered for you maybe, but yeah, you'll probably say right there, Cat Sanctuary is probably the best. But you can go a ton of places. You can do pits. You can do almost anything. You can do bail runs. I mean, bail runs aren't the best of Grand Out gear, I guess, but Chaos is probably the number one. Stray Bullet talking about when I was saying they hired in like 3 people at a time, and he says it sounds like the temps at his job. Used to be a constant rotation. Yeah, I mean that's kind of how it is, I guess. Kind of how it is. Jeezy said he was in the military in 08, so didn't fully experience the crisis. Oh, Home Sparrow, I'll get back to you in a second there, Easy, but
hope you feel better soon. Cheers.
Thank you, Home Sparrow, for the 3 months of Slayership. Appreciate the channel support. You Slayer. But yeah, it was kind of, thinking back now, it was kind of crazier than I really thought it was at the time. I can only imagine what my parents were thinking now, being in my situation with the things that have gone on in my life now. Like because when I bought my house, like all the people, like kind of like older people, everybody was like it was probably about, let me think here, 08, it was probably about 2010 I was going to buy a house because everything collapsed so bad. There was a house in my hometown for $40,000 that I wanted to buy and pay cash for, and I got talked out of it.
What can I do for you?
Which always disappoints me. But even when I bought the house I have now, that I bought in like 2017 or 18 or something, people who were like traumatized from 08 were still like, oh man, do you really want to buy a house? What if everything goes down? Like, look how everything's inflated. Like everything, like the housing market's going to collapse again and you're going to lose, what if you lost all the money? You'll be stuck in a house that you sure you want to live there for the rest of your life because you'll never be able to sell it. you'll be stuck with it forever if you end up something happens. And I was like, all right, I'm not doing this again. I ended up buying this house, and it's like, it's almost doubled in value since I bought it. So, yeah. Could be renting it out. Well, yeah, I mean, I'd probably, if I had bought that house in like 2009 or whatever it was, 10, 11, I don't know what it was, I forget now. I mean, I'd probably own a few different houses right now, to be honest. But I mean, there's a lot of shoulda, coulda, wouldas in life, so you can't really dwell on it. But you never forget, though. You live and learn. Nomad says exactly. I did learn that lesson that cost me a lot of money, but I did learn an important lesson. Don't believe what people say just because they're older than you. Being older just it causes you to reinforce your biases even further than what they were before. You've had more years to cement your fully biased opinion in your brain. Is pretty much kind of what I learned. When you self-use a house, the price doesn't matter anymore. Yeah, that is kind of true. But you never like having like $1,000 mortgage, paying every month when the house is worth half as much as you just signed papers to pay for it. You know what I mean? I'd probably be Mark Cuban. I'd probably be a billionaire, yeah, for sure, if I bought that one house back 20 years ago. To Slim, I definitely didn't have a Ferrari. I did say a minute ago I had a Ford Focus. Thing just getting hella mega gas mileage. Ooh. Damn, it says talking about Florida, it's impossible to live without roommates. Yeah, I'll have to take your word on that one. I don't know the full, but I do know that I've heard over the last years or whatever that Florida's had a lot of influx of people, so it kind of makes sense, sort of. Oh, jeez. Can't keep up with comments today. My apologies, fellas. Things are only going to get worse, so act now while you still can, says Damn. Yeah, it's tough. You never know anywhere in life if you're making the right decisions, I suppose. And the Bitcoin. Yeah, Casey, remember the Bitcoin one, huh? We don't need to talk about that one. Yeah. If in like 4 different places in life I made completely different decisions, I would be a millionaire today, but what you gonna do, huh? What you gonna do? That's how much of life is just completely luck. If only I could have bought a bunch of Bitcoin and then forgot about it. That's what they say. I've heard this a few different times, and it's the truth. The best investors in the world are dead people. Anyone who tries to make decisions on their own and stuff, they always end up doing worse than if nobody touches anything. So people who die and their accounts get forgotten about, and then they're found like 3 decades later, and nothing has been touched because they're obviously dead, and dead people don't trade stocks and stuff. They outperform actively traded funds and stuff like that. It's kind of funny, kind of wild. Not funny, but like wild, you know? Boone said he's selling his house in Florida. Yeah, I guess if everything went up in price, you can even sell your house at a profit. You know, hope it works out for you, Spoons. Also, obviously don't want to get into any of the full reasons for it and all that stuff, but yeah, that insuring any property in Florida is like impossible. Not literally, but figuratively. Not a good situation anyways. Igloo Pie says, most viewers you've seen on Twitch. Yeah, it is getting up there. There must be no one else streaming today. Which is, it's pretty cool though. Pretty cool. Yeah, we're about to get more people on Twitch than on YouTube. Here pretty soon. Yeah. If I would have been who said that? I gotta see. Flat saying if he spent all of his money in the stock market yesterday, he'd be a millionaire right now. If you put it, yeah, right at the right moment. If you were part of that insider trading scheme yesterday, you'd be rich. Right? If I would have dumped all my money into balls on SPLX yesterday at exactly the right moment. Damps is dealing with hurricanes in Florida, yeah. Yeah, that's kind of the reason why people can't get insured anymore. They used to be, but for whatever reason, we're not going to get into the details, but there's more hurricanes now, and they're... Well, I think it's the same amount, actually, but they're more powerful, and they flood more and stuff. But yeah. If I had $1 million, I'd be rich. That's a true story. True story. We'd still eat craft dinner, but we'd just eat more. Yeah, Jesse, also true. You perfectly track the congressional stock trading. It would be. Unfortunately, the way that they quote-unquote reveal it or whatever, their trades are are like 30 days behind when they actually do it. So it's not quite that easy, but yeah, we are on the same side here. For sure. Two sockets, interesting. Seen that champ there? Where you hiding? There you are. Four hurricanes since you moved down there, says Dan. Yeah, that's that. I mean, Michigan, I mean, it does snow in April sometimes, so that's a downer. But no hurricanes. There's almost never any tornadoes. As for like, there's not like crazy poisonous animals like other places in the world. At the current time, in this current time in history, there's no wolves or bears or anything in this part of Michigan. So you don't have to worry about that. So there's like no really bad stuff to worry about in Michigan, really. There's no earthquakes, there's no tsunamis. So just got to worry about meteors, I guess. Direwolf's coming back. Oh god, I did see that. Some cloning company is apparently they successfully brought back direwolves, I guess, and the next thing they're going to be working on is woolly mammoths. We're a few years away from there to be woolly mammoths at the zoo, I guess. Watch out for those bald basement dwellers. I actually hear they're pretty much fine, actually. Just reminded you of the coral snakes down here, says Damn. Right? Yeah, no alligators and stuff like that. There you go, too. Daniil, welcome in. Yo, yo, yo. The spider goats? Oh my gosh, watch out for spider goats. Triceratops? No. Yeah, I didn't read about it. I seen the headline about the direwolf thing. I'm assuming what they did, and this is the only way that I understand that cloning stuff works. We're not going to debate cloning here or anything, but listen about the morality of cloning. I think what they do is they pretty much splice DNA with a regular wolf. And I haven't read exactly how this company did it or whatever, I guess, but this is my understanding is how they do it now, how they thought about doing it hypothetically, and this is how they would do it. They splice the DNA with regular wolf, so it's like 50-50 wolf direwolf. And then they create another one where they take that DNA from that one, they splice it with the direwolf again. So then it's 75% direwolf DNA. And then they splice it again, so it's like 87.5% direwolf DNA. And then they make another litter or create another one that's they splice that one's DNA with another direwolf, you know, once again, and then it's 93.75 or what, you know, I don't know the percentages. I'm not a math wizard here, but yeah. Until eventually it's just essentially 100% direwolf. But yeah, we don't need real life Jurassic World going on. Oh, Galback hopping in at the perfect time. What do you think about cloning direwolves, Galback? We're getting after it today. We're getting in the hard-hitting topics. "33 repeating." Is that like a Bible verse or something? I don't know what that means, Jay-Z. No idea. Clone the dodo birds? Yeah, I'd be on board with that. I don't see any downsides. Don't forget, fellas, Galback is right. Make sure you guys hit the like button for me. On YouTube, we're over 100. That's good. Over 100 likes on YouTube. Appreciate y'all. Jurassic Park vibes. Yeah. Yeah, Street Gato, the minute ago when we were talking about houses and stuff. Money isn't everything, but it's always more comfortable crying in a Mercedes. I forget which comedian it was I was watching back in the day. They're like, yeah, money can't buy everything, but you ever seen someone with a frown while they're riding a jet ski? Yeah, you just ride a jet ski and try to frown. Tell me it's possible. It's not even possible. Was that Daniel Tosh? Okay. I couldn't remember back in the day. I haven't really watched any comedians in a long time, but... yeah. It's like, money won't make you happier. Only said by people who have plenty of money. Yeah, Kermit, I think that's, I think I had heard that one from a different kind of reference from a different comedian too, that money don't buy you happiness, but does buy a boat. Boat will make you happier. Caduceus. Marty with the green writing on his name says so you can go 10 miles an hour faster to your death or destination. Talking about getting the Mercedes, I think. Yeah, there probably is a line, the diminishing return line, but like, man, it is weird how people are just like never happy. I don't know. Imagine if you had like $50 million and you could just golf every day or name anything you wanted to do and you never had to worry about money again. But the thing is when people get rich, the people who get really rich, they're addicted to getting rich and they always have to get richer. And if they don't get richer, then they're not happy. Not everybody, of course. I don't want to go too far on it, you know, whatever, but that's what it seems like anyways. But man, if I had like $5 million, I would I'd golf in the morning, come home, maybe eat an early lunch. I don't know, maybe go to the gym first? I don't know. Go work out. Tuesday, Thursday, I'd probably play in a basketball league. Wednesdays, cornhole league. What other things would I do? Boy, I'd do so many things. Maybe I start skateboarding again. That'd go great. Yeah, LeGarrison, it'd be so sick. Just so sick. Oh, Marty, also, I was going to ask you, did you do anything to be able to get gifted memberships again, or is it just like, it just happened again? Kind of curious. Because if you didn't notice, Marty, you got gifted a membership a long time ago. I know I looked up and I seen there was a few comments from you I missed. My apologies. The enthusiasm flying in today. I love to see it. Appreciate y'all a bunch. But I am missing some comments on accident. Everybody do trust me. I'm doing my best, so. Dickick, welcome in. Speaking of doing my best, trying to catch as many as I can. Babak saying happy people have nothing to say, so you don't hear from him. Okay, I mean, yeah, that is a squeaky wheel gets the grease kind of situation, or you hear people complaining, but no one's like, man, I am so happy. Everything is just content and great. I guess that is true. Everyone's like, oh, I'm sick. Oh, I don't feel good. No one ever says, hey, I'm feeling perfectly fine today. Actually checks out. Human nature, I suppose. Raphael says he knows what being unhappy and poor is like. He wants to try this happy and rich thing. Right? Thomas says he would be playing Diablo 2 if he was rich. There you go. Can't go wrong with that. I started an official Diablo 2 league. What does that mean? I'm not sure. What does it mean? I don't know. Champion sword. Yeah, never mind. Just happened. Three months from the last membership. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they have something to where, like, if you cancel your membership, you can't get gifted a membership for like 3 months or something to kind of like. Maybe YouTube does something like that to kind of pressure you into re-upping your membership or something. I wouldn't be surprised. Thomas said he's pretty happy. Glad to hear. Hope everyone out there is happy, to be honest. Super duperly hope so. Duperly duperly. Happy to be here, says DMC. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. Be here watching some slaying, chatting it up in stream with the boys. Boots, boots, boots. Marty says he's got 7 items remaining. Man, you're totally gonna beat me done. I already know. G-Stack's already beat me done. I wonder how long I should just blast Diablo 2 trying to get Tyrell's Might. Only 1 item and it just never drops. If I should just do it forever? Like, what if it's like 5 or 6 years from now and I still haven't found Tyrell's Might? Like, you can't just force it to drop, right? You know, I was thinking, I wonder, no way to prove it really, because these characters are like so old. These characters I created so long ago, they were back before a ton of different changes were made in D2R, before any of them. This was like back when D2R was just the same as Diablo 2 LOD. I wonder if I should just, and it crossed my mind before, if I should just recreate these characters. If I should just like start new barbarian and start a new blah blah blah, you know, on single player. Like if there's some crazy weird interaction with these super old character files and the new game or something. I'm probably just conspiracy braining it, but Puncher says if I was rich and playing D2, then I'd just be Phil. I wouldn't be Sweet Phil anymore. I don't know. I think I'd still be Sweet Phil. I've always been Sweet Phil. Programmer Matt. The name looks familiar, but I don't recognize it. Peter Attia? I don't necessarily know who you're talking about. I forget who that is. Johnny said, hey, I think you're saying you didn't see a Warcry barb since before yesterday? Interesting. Yeah, it's kind of niche-ish. It's not really like a super ladder start or something like that, so. How does someone become unsweet? It's a great question. 100% poison and walk run? I mean, I don't think so. Definitely not something I'd use on single player. And 100 poisons. I don't know how hyped those really are. Bob says nice small charm. Oh, speaking of nice, I kind of found a lot of these, to be honest, but never mad. Let's find a safe space. Everybody needs a safe space, right? Boom, 96. So low roll technically on the enhanced defense, but I mean, we did technically pick up when there's multiple things in a row next to each other. It's always kind of interesting. It's kind of neat with the walk run with the 100 poison damage that's used occasionally for a thing or two right there, but good old Rex. You always need one, right? We got one right here. Found another one right there. Program Matt, I totally don't get what you're getting at. Actually, it pains me. I know it does. I gotta throw that out. I gotta throw that out. I don't need it anymore. I've probably found like 15 of these on single player, so. Kermit says worst that could happen about starting new characters is 6 new playthroughs. Yeah. That is true. And I mean, at a point, There is that one amulet on this barb I can't use, and I'd have to blast to get to it, but for the most part, I wasn't sure if I was going to do playthroughs or just like save all this gear and just on Hero Editor create a blank character at the level of the characters I have right now. Just a completely blank character, you know what I mean? I was thinking about doing that. Jump out of there, I guess. Hero Editor broke your drop files? I don't think so. It only broke it for Chirrell's Might only. I look like this Peter Attia guy? Okay. I did not, don't know who he is, so. Name sounds familiar, though. Don't hear at you noob. I don't know. I'm not really, I don't enjoy just playing through the game for the 76,000th time, but running the pits for the 76,000th time. Because I guess the main thing is that what's fun for me isn't like playing through the game again. It's like, you never know what could happen while you're doing this. Am I going to kill a monster and he's going to drop a Zod and right next to it a Cham? You know, like you never know. Am I going to have that super hype Chirrell's Might drop? It could happen right here. It didn't, but it could have. But on a playthrough, nothing's going to happen. It's just the exact same thing over and over again. Unless you, you know, do what a lot of people do, where you intentionally handcuff yourself. But dropped the Griffins on a playthrough? No, I never dropped the Griffins on a playthrough. I found the Griffins on the second day of ladder. 1 year. That was cool. A nearly perfect Griffins as well. MF on the Merc. Like 25 or something. Not a lot. Just this. 25. Nothing here. Oh, there's 23 here too, huh? How about that? 50, I guess. Didn't even... I forgot that was... there was MF on the inside. MF... Sweet Phil, you mean Lazy Phil, huh? Pyramid roasting it. Cody H. could practice speedrun. Yeah, that's the first thing that crossed my mind. 12:30. Oh boy, look at the time. Here, I'm gonna take a quick break and go make another cup of coffee. Printer cam. BRB in 2 minutes. I'm gonna be right back, fellas. I'm gonna make another cup of coffee. I'm back. I'm back. Stack's missing his favorite parts of Marty, right? Right? What's a hero editor? Yeah, it's a program, or there's actually a website you can do it on now where you can just create any item to have any stat on you want to, or you can like look up Harlequin's crest and boom, look up this, and you could like create an entire character if you wanted to. And all the gear and stuff. How many speedruns can Llama do, Jesse asked? I mean, if you want to try to get better and break the, you know, get a lucky run here and there and get a better time too, you got to do a bazillion. That's kind of what speedruns, I'm not even talking about Diablo 2, like, people will speedrun every day for 10 hours to like break a speedrun record. It's like what they do, you know?
I can't carry anymore.
It's just super normal speedrunning activity, huh? We're due for a printer emoji. Well, the reason I never did I made a printer emoji because in the standard emojis that you can like type in, there's already a printer. So I didn't want to add a printer emoji when there's already a printer emoji, you know, so. Because I can only have like 15 total emojis or something like that. There's a certain number. Based upon how many channel members you have that many like emojis. It's really hot. No, it's not very good either. Man, I don't know what happened. This is a very niche complaint. But so in Michigan, the grocery store chains, there's Walmart's, but there's Meijer and there's Kroger. And they have this coffee that I used to love. It was called Mackinac Island Fudge coffee. I know it sounds weird, but this Mackinac Island is an island like off in one of the Great Lakes. They're known for you know, making fudge or whatever, I guess. But for some reason, it just started not tasting good to me for whatever reason. And I bought one, and I used up all of this other coffee I had, and I didn't want to waste too much time, so I just made this one. It was already open. Not as great. Not as great. But I'm hoping it still has caffeine. That's all that really matters. It's a cool place. I've actually never been there before, even though I live in Michigan. It's one of those things that's like right there, so you don't really think about it or worry about it, I guess you could say. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe we'll plan some trip to there. My daughter went with the grandparents there a few years back, but I stayed at home working. Oh yeah, somebody asked what I do before this Canuck game. Yeah, I was working at a factory. There was like a 5-year stretch I worked in a plastics factory, and then there was like a 5-year stretch where I worked in a metal fab factory where I did a few different jobs. So the metal fab place was a lot smaller, so I really did a lot of different stuff. I pretty much did 50% of the stuff that was in the place, kind of, sort of. Why is it that I get the same items over and over again while running Andy / Mephisto? Random luck? Like I'm assuming you're saying the same unique items, I'm guessing. Random luck, and I mean the lower level stuff, you're gonna get way more often. Like the more some items are just more common than others too. For depending on the item, different reasons. Yeah, Kermit hit in a couple of good reasons there. Yeah, so the thing with Andy and Meph, you'll find it's good to run early on because you'll find more of that stuff faster, right? But you can't find everything. It's smaller pool, even though Mephisto can drop a lot. Andy's is a little bit smaller, and then but good odds on some of that other stuff that you want. mage fists and things and such. Eisenhardt's breastplate spam. Yeah, yeah. Find a lot of those. It's funny too, certain people, maybe it's just how people's brains work and what they remember. How there's like that item that you always get. There is one that actually everybody gets. I know that Venom Ward from Mephisto is like, I feel like 50% of all uniques that drop from Andariel, I mean. Every other unique from Andariel is Venom Ward. Maybe that's just me. But, and also from Mephisto, Griswold's armor. Oh, what's that one? Oh, what's that one set armor that has like 100 to life on it, but the armor almost looks like a rock? It's a Cuirass, I think. I get that one all the time from Mephisto. Just all the time. It's not great. I don't know what it's called. I forget, but Waynans? Maybe. It doesn't sound right in my brain, but I don't know for sure, so I can't really say. I thought there was another champ somewhere. Don't see him though. Oh well. 3 Heavens Cuirass in a row. Maybe that's the one I'm talking about, Gwynbar. I'm not sure. Tancred's, the bill from Tancred's set all the time. Yeah, now that you mention it, I do feel like I see that a lot. Some of the lower level stuff probably does drop a lot more than others, but like literally. Oh yeah, I almost do that. I gotta save those. I gotta save those.
Let's go.
Oh my word, Wicked Plumber, you legend. I gave you a little one. I'm a little under the weather. Can't go too crazy. Oopsie, my bad. Thank you so much, Wicked Plumber. The generosity, insane. Thank you. Biv knows what to do. Biv knows what to do. Hammer those evil Mario emotes. Anyone who has them, appreciate you. And thank you so much, Wicked Plumber, for the gifted memberships. Insane generosity, my man. Holy smokes. Insane. Let me get in on it too. Let me get in on it too. I got some of those. Oh boy. That was not a good idea. True legend, says Jesse. Oh yeah. Jewel, right now I am only targeting the elites, the uniques and champions, such as. It depends what I'm doing. If I was playing online ladder, I would be playing a different build that I would be targeting just all the monsters essentially. But right now I'm just trying to find the absolute rarest uniques in the game. So it depends on the circumstance of what I want to do and what I'm trying to accomplish. Play LOD so we don't have terror zones, but I still do 80 plus areas like the pit, says a tennis. Yeah, this 8 running these type areas is just classic. Just classic. Ooh, Canuck Game said he's found his first SOJ a couple days ago. Nice. Congrats on that. I've been there not having one when I wanted one, so I know how that is. Been playing since you were a kid, and finding SOJ feels 10 times better than anything else ever could. Yeah, it is kind of funny when you find something and then look at it and you're like, I actually just found that. Like, that's crazy. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. I don't even care. It doesn't taste that good. Wait a second. Wow. Wonder what happened there. Stock market down like 5-6% today. Impressive. Oh yeah, I forgot to get that out of there.
I can't carry anymore.
Lumroon. Yeah, this build gets to the 105, so I'm a little bit over that. A little bit over the 105 FCR. Thomas. Yeah, well, I'm not going to get into that, but just looked at my phone, seeing what was going on. So. But anyways. L Street Gato saying Arctic's belt normal. You always find that on every character? I'm trying to think. I think the Arctic set is like one that seems like it would be good, but you would like never really find it on lower level stuff. It's like so low a level and you level up so fast that you never find it on the lower level stuff. Methamphetamines. Is that when you're addicted to running Mephisto? Is that what that one is, Kermit? Kile saying the Clogian set. Oh, a little skiller. Shadow Disciplines. Hey. Mind Blast Assassin? Endgame Mind Blast Assassin right there. That's a good thing, right? I think I have enough Shadow Disciplines, Grand Chimes. Let me go get some scrolls to identify, though. Keep forgetting.
The order welcomes you.
Solo is that somebody says there's an anime called Solo Leveling or something? Yep. Boomer Phil knows nothing about that kind of stuff. Simple old man boomers like myself. Thought there was a champ here. What's going on? Personally, not much of an anime, not much of a cartoon guy anymore. I mean, there's some cartoons, I guess, that are like anime, though, never really my thing. Personally. Chris, appreciate you. Do you have your streams equipped, set up to post anywhere? Yeah, I mean, my streams should all be on my Twitch as VODs, and they should be on my YouTube as well. They're all under they're all up under the live streams on my YouTube channel too. Yep, yep, yep. Cam says not for everyone, I get it. Yeah, I can't say that I've really watched, sorry, I'm just yelled there for a minute on accident. Watched anime, but just, I don't know. Sometimes you look at something, you're just like, Healthy Fiesta, max FCR Singer Bar by non-ladder. Hitting that 200 FCR, or is it 190? Is it 195? I forget what that one is now. No, it's 200. It's 200 FCR Singer Barb. Yeah, I never played one extensively. I've only ever messed around for like a day with one time. Made like a video about it. But yeah, it's much easier to get the 200 FCR on a barb than it is a sorceress. Being able to dual wield whiz spikes just, I don't know, you could probably get there with Heart of the Oaks too, huh? But yeah. See, if you try to item find everything, you gotta stand there for like 8 minutes. Even with the 105 FCR item find. You're just horking it for minutes straight, you know? Just horking away. Damn says there are some that are like, yeah. Yeah, animes could be kind of all over the place, but a lot of the ones I ever seen, they're like super, I don't know, super over dramatic like reactions on the people and like super dramatic like scenes and stuff. I don't know. Who knows? And I haven't seen very much, so maybe I just hadn't seen the good ones. Home Sparrow City's loving the Yellowstone stuff. Like the show Yellowstone.
What can I do for you?
I've heard of it. I don't remember why I haven't seen it. Maybe it's on one of the channels I don't get or something. Peacock or something. I don't really remember. But yeah, I've heard some people talk about that. About the show Yellowstone, if that's what you're talking about, being pretty good. Troy says, I now know Hork means grave rob. Yeah, that's what I had heard. I had a few different interpretations on stream the other day. I heard grave rob. Someone said it means to steal. You know, I don't know. But I had heard grave rob back in the day. If you heard it a long time ago, that makes it true. So everybody knows that. I'm talking of my description. Damn says, yeah, that's every anime. I believe. Yeah, that seems to be the style they go for, huh? DMC says Ninja Scroll, huh? Yeah, I don't know any of the names, but I mean, I did watch Dragon Ball Z back in the day. Is that considered anime? I don't know if that's really on the, but I watched like a few seasons of it. I mean, I was probably somewhere in my low teens when that show was kind of coming out, I think, or maybe I was like 10. I can't remember exactly, but I think that's considered anime, right? But it's like mainstream anime. Keiko, but it's the Harlequin, but it's not the Harlequin's crest. Is the Pen ultimate anime? I don't remember. I don't know what that means. Damn. Penultimate. Does that just mean the top? But yeah, I know we talked about Dragon Ball Z a few, maybe that was weeks back now, I guess, but I kind of stopped watching when it was like every episode, there was like 4 straight episodes of just like nothingness. When I watched a couple episodes and it was just like, give me time, Frieza, to get up to my ultimate power. And then it's like, I want you at your best so I can prove that I am the strongest and I will beat you. So continue to go raise your power so that we can fight. And it was like, that was like 4 straight episodes. And I was like, ugh. Sometimes I love even my own impressions. But yeah, you know what I mean. Grave of the Fireflies. Is that an anime or something there? Oh, where'd it go? DMC? Or just like a regular show, or? Yeah, Kermit, that's what I was gonna say, that they have that whatever YouTube channel you were saying that cuts out everything you don't need to know or something, but I don't know. Maybe if you were like wanted to speed watch or something, but I feel like a show or something shouldn't have to be adapted by somebody else to cut out 75% of the content. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, it's a lot better if you just don't watch most of it. I mean, it's like, I guess. Whoopsie. Damn says the looks like you've seen a report that when new episodes of Dragon Ball Z dropped, cartel activity would decrease because they were all watching the show. That's kind of funny if true. Ooh, a lot of orange glow over here. Might want to pay attention. Extreme Butters saying 4 hours of powering up. Yeah, and of course I'm exaggerating, probably. But that's what it seemed like. And then also that it was like, you know, as always, every season was like one, you know, every season's got to be more hyped than the next, I guess. But it's like he's a Saiyan, so that means he's super powerful. And then like, oh, but he's a Super Saiyan, like, whoa. And then he's like a Super Saiyan. It's like, whoa. Then he's like an ultimate Super Saiyan. It's like, whoa. And then it was always like, oh, this person died. It's crazy insane. Oh, we're bringing him back to life. Oh, this other person. Oh, now we're bringing him back to life. I don't know. Not saying it's terrible or anything, but you know, you get what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. What's he saying, Morpheus says. Canuck says on single player it stinks because you keep finding stuff you already have. Yeah, that is a painful part right there where you're like, here's a Shaco, which I would lose my mind online, but right now, my 7th Shaco that I found in the last month on single player, don't need it too bad. Don't need it too bad. I would explain it, but you know what I'm saying. Christopher, going pretty good. Hopefully your day's going good as well.
Impossible.
Boring work day. Well, hopefully your day goes better and better and better. Finish up your coffee. Sounds like a good time to get some more coffee. Do it. Stream Butters talking about Dragon Ball Z. It's can be ridiculous, but yeah, still a good show, he says. Yeah, nothing, not attacking anybody who likes it or watched it, but just throwing my own opinion, 2 cents out there. We'll check this. Can't remember what that leather armor is. Vidalias or whatever? Yeah, Vidalias. Goated armor right there. Even at level 14, that's not very good. Funny. Christopher, I think just before you hopped in, they were mentioning that one because we talked about Dragon Ball Z. Or no, I said solo leveling or something, and then people started talking about the anime. That's how we started talking about Dragon Ball, actually. M. Gresson, new to D2, finished. So you're in Act 2, Amazon. So weak. Well, there's just some things in Diablo 2 that work better than others. So, if you're doing arrows, usually the fire stuff works better until, like, you can usually use it until middle of Nightmare, like all the different fire builds on all the different characters, kind of, sort of. And then, a lot of times people will switch to, like, Lightning Fury Javazon at some point. So, the standard physical stuff just... There's a wide variety between how good certain things are compared to others, I guess. So if you go with physical boa, like multi-shot magic arrow, it's not going to do as much damage, yeah. Did you get better stuff with the character than the Nova Sword? Wait, what? sorry, Francois. Wait, who's this teleporting around? This guy? I don't understand the question, I suppose. Hopefully, M. Gresson, hopefully I helped you out. But, yeah, I would say you probably got to respect a fire, or it's just going to be kind of a struggle. Thought I seen another champion over there. I guess I did not. Which one's better for Magic Finding Singer or Nova? Well, the thing with Barb is you have the find item skill, right? So I can take those champs out and then item find them. So if you're specifically hunting the rarest, most uncommonly found uniques in the game, Barbarian's better. Specifically for that instance. Overall, I would say a lot of other characters are better. But specifically like magic finding, using magic find to find the rarest uniques, you know? But regardless of what's technically the best, I do play all different builds and all different characters, so even if they're not necessarily the best, just switch it up, you know? More interesting on stream to see different builds over different times, and maybe a little bit to play too. Rah, 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 rah. Two bites of the apple. Pretty much, yeah. Get a second chance there, yeah. You talked to a car, but nothing happened. So you did the Den of Evil, and you didn't get the respec thing from it? That's strange. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you about that. You shoulda, but if you didn't, you didn't. I mean, you're not too far along, really. You could kind of just start over if you're just kind of in Act 2 at normal. I know just starting out, it could seem like it took you a while, but every time you play through parts of the game, it goes faster and faster, so. Yeah, if you do, and maybe you could just try it sometime, maybe not even go with the plan of playing through the whole games, but you could fire up another Amazon and just put your points into the fire arrows instead, and you can see how much more powerful they are. And you'll be like, oh. Or maybe you won't, you know, I mean, maybe you won't like them or something, you know, but I'm just saying you could fire it up and you can level up like 5 levels in like 10 minutes, like pretty much anybody can in Diablo 2. So you just run forward and just kill stuff. If you just go kill all the monsters in the Den of Evil one time on P1, you'll be like level 3 or 4 by the time you do that, so. Jay Carl says Amazon stink early on. Yeah, I mean, the fire arrows are kind of powerful, right? Oh. Yeah, hard to say, Marty. Yeah, because he's brand new to the game, which is awesome. You know, love hearing new people coming back to the game. But socketed bow with a bunch of emeralds in it kills everything in normal. Well, yeah, if you transferred something over, maybe a super low level 5 socketed bow that you found in like later difficulties and gave. But yeah, he's just first time playing, so he's just firing it up for the first time and casually playing through, you know what I mean? So. even if you have like the rare items, you're saying it's not doing a lot of damage. Yeah, if you're going straight into multi-shot arrow, nowadays, like that was good like back in the day before a bunch of different rebalancing and stuff. Back in regular Diablo 2 days, a long time ago. But nowadays it's not, especially early on a playthrough. That's not going to do a lot for you. Pretty much any builds that do damage from your weapons, physical damage from your weapons, aren't going to be able to keep up just because of some of the things they did to balance the game out a long time ago. And they kind of like half forgot about physical damage from weapons, essentially. So it is kind of one like downside quirk to the game or whatever. X-Cut saying first character was a Zon. I eventually got around to Zon. When I seen everybody blasting their Lightning Fury Java Zons, I was like... And actually, like I said back in the day, multi-shot bows were crazy.
What can I do for you?
You just have all these crazy hacked items, those hex charms in your inventory, and you just like... And you just try to run and keep up with your wave of arrows as they melted all the players' 8 cows. And you'd shoot another one and you just try to keep up by running after your arrows. The whole games would melt in like no time. Just no time. Oh, 8 days, Burrs Boa? Yeah. The guided arrow, little like glitch or whatever you call it, and just in general back in the day, the 100% pierce. Crazy. Malrune, oh! Kind of wild the number of mid runes I've been finding with this character, to be honest. All mid runes, no high runes, I think, but still kind of nice. Never mad about it at all. Never mad about it. Any sweet ogre axes today? Any sweet ogre axes? Nope, not really. Not really. Canuck Gaming says for the Amazon, stick it out, and when you get Lightning Fury, the thing is awesome. Yeah, pretty true. Pretty true. All these insights I made that all rolled garbagely. All right. What? Did I miss? There's no champions anywhere down here? Get out of town. There's always champions down there. Weird. Maybe this is the run, fellas. The champions are in different spots. Maybe this is the run. Or maybe it's just another run. The last time a unique sacred armor dropped. Not that long ago, actually. Not that long ago. It was a long time ago. Until it wasn't that long of a time ago. No more champ down here, huh? Not very long ago at all. Actually, was that the last time I streamed? Actually, was that 2 days ago? So yeah, I hadn't found one in months. Even any sacred armor, any unique sacred armor, but yeah, another Templar's Might. Let me pull up real quick what's going on with the TZs today. I didn't even look at it. What do we got going on? Chaos Sanctuary next? Oh, man. I mean, wow, there's a lot of good Terror Zones today. There was Worldstone Keep before, but I didn't feel like doing it. Dark Woods, depending on your map, you could actually spam it like you can spam, Pindle. Like if you have, what's his name, like right here, which you can have. Treehead Woodfist or whatever it is. He's not there, of course, so it's not, but with a different character, of course, as well. That was 2 hours ago, and now it's up again right now. Durability. We had Worldstone Keep. Forgotten Tower is actually one that I don't mind just because it's so easy. It's long. You got the Countess at the end too. Chaos Sanctuary, Barracks Jail. For Novasork, I actually don't mind Barracks Jail. It's a pretty big area, kind of sort of all the different levels. Bloodglane Sewers, Bloody Foothills, Durance of Hate, Stony Tomb / Rocky Waste, Secret Cow level. Like that's all what's going on today. It's like back-to-back decent Terror Zones, and I'm like not running a character to do them. Crazy. Just crazy. See, actually, like, let me look real quick. What is my, oh, I think, oh, yeah, never mind. I reset these maps not that long ago. I don't have it set up for this anyways, but I used to have an insane, it sounds weird, but I had an insane Dark Woods waypoint. There was one of those, whatchamacallit right here, like those encampments of, like, all the carvers. So there were, like, 50 carvers here, and then down a little bit further, where this would be, there was another one right next to it. And then right here was where the guy was. And there was always champions. There was always 2 champions around him, too, with another one, like, right here. So, yeah. It was just like a wacky roll of maps or whatever. Wonder if any of these are good ones, just out of curiosity. I'm not going to run it, but I'm just kind of curious now. If any of these are crazy. Run, 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 run. Don't look like it. Is this... I can't tell if this is where the guy is or no, it's one of those other encampments. But yeah. We'll hit a few more, I guess. I thought I seen another champion out of the corner of my eye, but I may have been mistaken. Grand Charm. I seen that. You guys thought I missed it. I didn't. 3MF Grand Charm, legendary. Just legendary. Alrighty, fellas. I think we're gonna go ahead and call her a day on the stream. Appreciate y'all joining me. We got some okay stuff today. You know what I mean? So let's go. But yeah, thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. Mama's being mean. I don't know about that. I mean, I'm not watching the stream, but Llama's cool. I don't know what you're talking about there, Seal. But anyways, appreciate y'all joining me today. Been slaying some demons. Thank you so much. Wicked Plumber came in with a huge gifted 20 gifted, which is insane. Let me pull up what we get supporters today. Got to shout y'all out and thank you guys so much. Mystic Chaos came in with 3 months earlier. Marco B coming in with 10 gifted memberships earlier. Thank you so much for that, Marco. If you're still here, appreciate you. Brad coming in with a super chat. Balthazar came in with a couple of them like a boss. Appreciate you, Balthazar. Sasquatch, 30 months of legendary slayership over on YouTube. Home Sparrow with a couple months, and like I said, Wicked Plumber with 20 gifted memberships. Appreciate you. Toasty Bros gave us a raid today, and we had a Twitch Prime sub from Puncher there over on Twitch. So appreciate you there over on Twitch as well. Thanks for all the follows today on Twitch too. With that being said, peace out, fellas. Don't forget, keep slaying. Ooh.